What is up, guys? It's Alex. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the same old question that you guys have when it comes to subjects like body fat loss and weight loss, which is, do you need to be doing cardio to lose body fat? Well, the short answer to that question is no. What you guys really want to be focusing on, though, is your nutrition, right? Consuming less calories than you actually need per day is going to be key to your fat loss goal. Now, I'm not going to be the only guy on YouTube saying this. Hundreds of reputable coaches have said the same thing time and time again, maybe in different ways, but it's the same old thing. Now, how many calories do you need per day? Now, that's a subject for another video, because in today's video, we're going to be talking about cardio, right? So let's talk about cardio and let's talk about why people do them, right? If nutrition is key to fat loss. Well, that's because cardio will actually aid and accelerate the process of fat loss. Now, if you're still eating 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 calories per day, no amount of cardio is going to help with your fat loss journey. So now we've established that cardio is a useful and effective tool in your arsenal for fat loss. Let's talk about the different types there are out there and which ones you should be doing. So first, we have the ever so popular HIIT, right? Also known as high intensity interval training. Now, I personally believe that it got its popularity due to the fact that it's super marketable and super sellable, right? Like, it's so easy for me or anyone else to sell you this 30-minute get fit quick program that will get you stronger, leaner, I don't know, more flexible, it's functional, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, some of that is true, but it is not for everyone. If you're new to fitness, you shouldn't be doing this. If you've got a host of injuries and you've got poor motor control, you shouldn't be doing this either, right? So in HIIT classes, they'll have you do a series or a bunch of movements like box jumps, burpees, jump squats, push-ups in copious amounts, so on and so forth. Now, if you belong to the two groups of people that I was talking about, right, you're new or you've got injuries, you typically don't do these things very well, much less more dynamic versions of them for many reps against the clock. So all in all, it doesn't make sense to be approaching fitness in poor form. There are also other factors that come into play when we talk about exercise selection and exercise style. You have hormonal responses that come into play when doing stuff like HIIT. Right? So ever wonder why you've gone from class to class to class over the years and you think you're eating pretty well, but the reality is that you're still over fat, right? So big chance here is that you have your cortisol level, your hormones elevated to a point where your body just does not want to cooperate, does not want to lose body fat, right? But this is, again, a subject for another video, so we'll come back and touch on this another time. Anyway, that's what I have to say about HIIT. It is my personal opinion. Now, I know not all of you out there are beginners, right? Like, some of you actually think that you've been doing this for a while, you've been going to classes which involve HIIT, and you've benefited massively from it. So if that's the case, I'm not gonna argue it. If you think it's brought on more benefit than otherwise to your lives, then guys, by all means, keep doing it. So now let's talk about the other end of the spectrum, low intensity, steady state. Now, I personally prefer this style of training because it requires low skill and not very high foundational strength, meaning anyone can do this, right? So even if you're having a bad day and you're low on energy and things aren't going super great that particular day, you can still do it. You're also more likely to clear your headspace while you're doing it. So perhaps keeping your heart rate between 110 to 130 beats per minute would be a good idea. Now, that's a generic range, right, guys? So it all depends on your age, your maximum heart rate, so on and so forth, right? You can find more information on the internet about where to keep yours when it comes to a fat burning zone. Now, for a 40-year-old guy like myself, I tend to keep it between 122 to 125 when I'm doing my cardio, and that's where I find that I burn my body fat the most efficiently. So let's talk about the different types of cardio exercises that you guys can perform. Elliptical, biking, stationary or outside, hiking, swimming, jogging, ski erg, rowing, walking outdoors, whatever it is. My favorite one today, guys, is walking outside. Now, why that is so, it's because it helps with my headspace. I've got my music plugged in, and the constant change of scenery really makes me very happy. So I perform cardio 5 to 6 days a week, anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes a day. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I'm one of those guys who prioritizes training and packing meals, right? I am not. I have a business to run. I've got family, kids, responsibilities to other people, so on and so forth. So training and packing food is not at the top of that list. Now, if I'm having a really busy Monday, right, which is usually the case because it's the start of the week, and I can't get my cardio in, I can't get my training in, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? I'm gonna find another day in that week where I can sort of catch up, whether it's 5, 10 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever the case is, and I'm gonna be okay with that. So what I'm trying to say is find that balance, right? I know this is not the reality for all of you out there. Some of you actually do have the time to stick to your guns and stick to a schedule, and that's all well and good. But that is not my reality, right? So how I have to do it is I have to be flexible with pretty much all my approaches to fitness, whether it's exercise or whether it's nutrition, right? And because I take that approach, guys, that is why it is sustainable. Can you do a mixture of HIIT and LISS? Of course you can, sure you can, right? But like I said, coming back from the first conversation, if you are new to exercise and if you've got a host of injuries, I would recommend that you stay away from HIIT for the time being and put more of your focus and energy into doing LISS. Now, what about resistance training? Where does that all fit in? Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. When you resistance train, whether with or without load, you are getting your body stronger and you are going to possibly add a little bit of muscle mass to your frame. Now, ladies, don't worry about that statement. I will explain that more in detail in the next video. You guys can't suddenly get jacked, okay? So coming back into the conversation about resistance training, when you hold more muscle mass on your frame, you become more efficient at burning energy or calories, which means you're going to burn fat better, right? So that, guys, is a very simplistic ways of looking at it. Let's talk about that again in another video. With that, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope I've helped you guys understand what cardio is in relation to your fat loss journey. See it as a tool to help you aid with the process if you are already taking care of your nutrition. Guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope I've brought value to your lives. If you think I have, please do me a solid. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Obviously, if you've got comments, leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from all of you. Till then, see you guys in the next video.